Hello to all my families. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you and yours a very, very, very safe and happy and healthy Thanksgiving long weekend. So for those of you that may not have seen on Remind or on the Google Classroom this weekend here in Canada, and I mention that because not everyone has been in the country long. Some of our students and their families are new to the country. And so this weekend is Thanksgiving weekend. So we just count our blessings. We be appreciative and thankful for everything positive that we have in our life and that which makes us happy. So Monday will be a holiday. There's no school. And so I will see everyone on Tuesday. So a couple things I would like to mention. And I noticed in my video, I kept saying, so other than that, everything's great. So it still is, but I'm going to try to not use that as a transition between everything that I say. I'm going to be aware of that. Okay, number one, I purchased some child-sized, not reusable, sorry. I do have reusable as well, but these students' faces just don't seem to want to hold and grip those masks. So we're still having a lot of issues. I purchased some of the small child-sized disposable ones. I'm going to have those in class. And so what I would like to propose is, again, for everyone's safety, because your mask protects me, my mask protects you, your child's mask protects me, and vice versa, right? Mine protects them. I need to make sure that those masks are up and over the nose at all times in class, except for when we're eating and drinking, of course. And so I would like to propose that should your child's mask be sliding down, let's say more than 3 times within the first hour of class, I'm going to offer one of the disposable masks to your child, which he or she may keep for the rest of the day and wear home. And then you can discuss with them when they get home if there are any other options for the reusable ones, size-wise. Again, I have no expectation that anyone is going out and spending an excessive amount of money on masks. Not my place to ask you. I still need to make parents aware that the sizing of the mask continues to be an issue. And so I have no problems either continually telling students to pull up their mask. I do fear, though, that some of them, I don't want to use the word bothersome, but I would hate for any student to think that I'm picking on them or pointing them out all the time by going like this to them. So I just would like to propose that. If you have any concerns in that you would not like me to give your child a mask, I am fine with that. You are their parent, you are their guardian, you make the call for them. But again, I'm just making safety my number one focus, and so I hope you can support me in that option. Number 2, Picture Day is coming up at school. Now, for School Photo Day this year, it is my understanding that they're going to do photos differently, in that in past we would have a class photo where we're all standing together. That's not happening this year. What they're doing this year is, and if any of this information changes, I will be sure to update you accordingly, but it is my understanding that this year they are doing composite photos. So that's almost like the grade 8 graduation or the high school grad photos, where they just take the one picture of each student by themselves, and then they take those pictures at the end and put them on a big rectangular background. So it's the whole class, but we are never together as a whole class in the picture physically, if that makes sense. Now, here is what I do want to share with you. My husband is also a teacher, and his class or his school has already had their picture day. And what the students were asked to do is they go in a single file lineup with their masks. They walk up for their picture, take their mask off. The photographer takes a picture. They put their mask back on and leave. And then the next student comes exactly in that spot, takes their mask off. Now, I am not going to try to push my understanding of COVID or how it works, how it gets transmitted on anyone, but I do feel it's only fair for me to tell you that my own children they are not taking off their mask for any picture. If the photographer tells them they have to, they're going to say, my mom and dad said, no, I'm not allowed to. If a teacher tells them during picture day, again, they're going to give that message, my mom and dad said, no, I'm not allowed to. If that means they cannot have their picture taken, then so be it. However, I just want you to be aware that you can investigate this yourself. I'm just sharing information. When someone removes their mask and breathes, there are droplets from their mouth that can suspend. They can stay in the air. Think of winter, when you breathe out in winter and you see that cloud come out of your mouth. If someone else walks into that cloud, they're breathing in exactly what you just breathed out. You can see it in winter, right? Because of the temperature difference between your breath and the outside air. So if your child takes off their mask and gets their picture taken and then leaves, and another student from our class comes and goes in that exact spot and removes his or her mask, they are in effect breathing exactly the air that the student before them just was expelling, what was coming out of their mouth. So I'm just telling you what I would do for my own children, because I've told you in my previous uploads, when I am a classroom teacher, I look at that class as my own children. You are in charge of them. You make all the decisions at home that you think is best for them. But at school, I make decisions for them that I would make for my own children. And so at my own kids' school, there is no way that they are removing their mask for picture day. But as I mentioned, you are in charge of your child. You are the guardian. You make all the calls. I'm just putting it out there. So if that is something that you were not aware of, that is what's going to happen on picture day. So please do let me know if you would like your child to keep his or her mask on for the picture. Or if you're saying, Mrs. Lamonday, that is ridiculous. I'm not going to have a picture of my child with the mask on. The options are to remove the mask for the picture, which is fine. Absolutely fine for you. The other option is that they just don't have their picture taken they don't have their picture taken that day. But again, that is your call. I just wanted to share some information with you about what picture day is most likely going to look like with regards to students having the picture taken. So what else would I like to tell you? Curriculum night is coming up. Now, for those of you that don't know what curriculum night is, another way to say it is meet the teacher night. This year, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies, but it's going to look much different because we cannot have a crowd gathering at the school because of social distancing, health and safety practices. So curriculum night is going to be online. Now, I am not certain in what format or way curriculum night is going to be delivered. If I were to give you my own personal opinion, the fact that I communicate with you, number one, through this YouTube channel, number two, using Remind, number three, through the Google Classroom, and number four, through email and telephone, I honestly feel that our communication is level 4, A+ excellent. I do believe that when families contact me with a question or a concern, I do feel that we have good communication in the sense that the response is typically prompt. If you have more questions, I am more than happy to answer them. So if there are any questions that you have right now, feel free to send it in the agenda on Remind, message me on Google Classroom. In that first video, I gave my email address. You can email them to me. But again, I'm not sure what format curriculum night will be in, but I can tell you it will not be in person physically. I will keep you posted on that, however. Additionally, I don't want this video to be 20 minutes this time because I know you all have important things that you need to tend to. The office has sent home another passport screening form to be signed. Even though the last one that I sent last week was from the office and it was double-sided for a week and then 2 weeks, they've now sent one home that's all of October, and I think November's on there too. So if you would like to discard, that means get rid of the one that was from last week that had last week and this coming week on it, you can get rid of that if you want. Likewise, in the agenda, I sent home the new one. You can simply add in that new one now and start signing that one for Tuesday onwards. We've had a couple students go home this week. Again, we are erring on the side of caution. We just want to be safe rather than sorry. So most of the things that we are seeing this week is sore throats, runny nose, and please understand that when wearing the masks, when the nose are running or the noses are running, a wet spot tends to form here. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't enjoy breathing through a wet anything. And so that's why those additional masks are important. So if you could send at least 2 a day, that way we could have one for the morning and one for the afternoon. If not, like I said, I have those extra masks. I'm more than happy to provide them to your child if it makes his or her day at school more enjoyable, because that's what we want, right? We want to enjoy where we are so that we are able to learn. Google Classroom is going well. Thank you to those who are checking. Again, I just want to point out that you do not need to print out anything from Google Classroom. Everything that I post, we physically are doing in class. I'm just adding it for your viewing pleasure. I'm sure you find it, very enjoyable to click on those attachments. But again, communication, right? You want to know what we're doing. I want you to know what we're doing. It's not a secret. And I also want to point out, as I mentioned in a previous upload, if we were to go into online learning and having to stay home, whether it was a case of 2 or more confirmed COVID cases in our class, or whether the school shut down based on what the premier decides, that Google Classroom is already set up. You are already familiar with it. Your kids know what to do. You know what to look for. And should we go into online learning, please rest assured that even though I would post attachments on there, the majority of the work that I would ever assign would all be online learning platforms. I do not expect you to be printing things out. I don't own a printer at home. So I wouldn't be expecting you to print out 10 pages a day and then take pictures of your child's work and send it back to me. No, thank you. Online learning in and of itself, and being quarantined at home or being forced into lockdown, it's not a pleasant experience for anyone. So we just have to remember we're in this together. I want to make your life easy, but I also want to make sure I am doing my job to the best of my ability. And I want to make sure your child is enjoying his or her learning, and that you're able to help them when need be. But yeah, my theory or my thought on online learning, if we were to go into that mode again fully, is that I want your child to be able to do almost all of the work his or herself. I don't want you to have to be their teacher. I am their teacher, and that's my job. I just need you in case. Okay, so yes, with regards to the curriculum night, I wanted to add that I am going to be posting a video of what the classroom looks like right now. I'm also going to be posting a few pictures of what our routine looks like insofar as coming in the morning, lining up on X's, putting on our masks, sanitizing our hands. And I'm strictly going to post those to our Google Classroom because only our students and parents have access to that because of the code. I am in charge of who's in that classroom, and therefore I know privacy-wise and safety-wise that your child is protected. I'm not going to post anything on this channel that would put your child's name, age at risk. But yeah, so remember I said I'm not going to say things are going well. Your children are doing great. We are learning so much. Please continue to keep signing the agendas each night. Please ensure that your child is doing their homework each night. Again, I have mentioned the fact that this is not additional homework. This is work that we worked on in class and just your child was not able to finish, so I'm sending it home so that you could see what we worked on. You could see the level of work your child is doing. You could see the capabilities of your child at this point, so that when it does come time for reporting, there are no surprises. I want you to know, I want you to trust, I want you to believe me when I say that your child's learning and your child's education are very, very important to me. I think I may have said this in this video already, but I love what I do. I want to be amazing at what I do, and your trust and your support are what allow me to do that. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the communication from home. I believe there was one more thing that I wanted to mention, and it did have to do with the classroom. I really need to start making notes so that I could look down and glance at them. But yeah, I'm sure as I'm saying goodbye now, it will come to me. But yeah, I'm going to leave that there for now. I wanted to also mention that Mr. Morgan, the principal, has indicated to staff members that for classrooms of more than 15 students, plexiglass will be coming. So fingers crossed that ours arrive soon. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, each student will have a little plexiglass barrier put in front of him or her for additional safety measures. And I'll take any extra safety measures where I can get them. The last thing that I wanted to mention, because it did come to me as I was talking, was thank you so much to those students who have already logged on to IXL. For those of you that haven't checked it out yet, again, on the blue tabbed page in your agendas where your Google Classroom password are, where your Prodigy Math information is, you will also find IXL and Empower information as well. Those are platforms that I am showing and Flipgrid's on there too. Those are platforms that I am showing students how to use in class so that they are familiar with it. I highly enjoy using all of them. And again, I hate to say it, guys, because I don't want to sound like a broken record, but should we go into online learning again, only online, I will absolutely and without question be using those platforms. So please do have your child log into them. That's about it for now. I think what I might do is I might post a new Flipgrid video request today for some stickers. Your child can explain to you the green sticker books, but I love the green sticker books. And I took a picture of our marble jar, so I will be getting in touch with parents this weekend about students who have 10 marbles for Tuesday, because we needed to delay or postpone our Super Fun Friday until Tuesday. So I will be in touch. Again, I hope that everyone is having an amazing weekend. It has been a wonderful week, minus the absences and illnesses, but we are doing great. Parents, rest assured that your child is doing amazingly well and they are learning so much. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next upload. Bye.